All right. Hey, happy Wednesday to you guys. I'm so excited. Man, I absolutely love that intro and hope you guys dig it. We're working on some new stuff, but the young lady who's responsible for that slick opening is on the screen, Miss Asia. Celebrate you. Come on, listen. Yes, good job, good job, good job. So, hey, I am so excited about sharing with you tonight. I know I got my head down because we're going into it tonight. It's the Lab Young Adult Bible Study. I'm always excited to see our young adults committed to serving the Lord, sharing their gifts. I'm always excited because we got some really smart folks at our church. And every time we have one of our young adult Bible studies, I leave so glad that the future of our church is in great hands, that we have young adults that are that love the Lord, that are smart, they are great communicators, and just make me so proud. So I'm excited tonight. So all of you guys that are online, I want to encourage you to like, tag, and share, invite people to this space. It's going to be real cool tonight. We're just going to have some fun, and we're going to allow you to be a part of it. So I got some really great people on here tonight. I got Miss Asia, I got Gabe, Miss Bria, and Jayla. So hey, thank y'all for coming on tonight. Are y'all glad to be here?
I am. Glad you
Absolutely.
invited me.
I'm glad to.
Look at you, look at you. Let me. Hey, so I'll say again, everyone like and tag and share it on your socials, invite people to be a part of it. So y'all day been good. Talk to me. Y'all had a good day today.
Monday been okay. This is the first day I was out Monday and yesterday. So when I got back to
Hmm.
work, I had more work than I wanted to have. I got through all my emails.
More.
That's the good thing. I got through all my emails, but I had more work than I wanted to have.
Hey, the fact that you got through them, that's a big thing. That's a cool thing. Um, so y'all ready tonight? I want to talk about something, and you guys, I see y'all are tuning in. Linda Stoves is on, Wayne Wells is on, Shay Taylor's on, Jaquees Foreman is on. What's up? How y'all doing? So make sure you like and tag and share. I'm sharing on my socials so people can be a part of this. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about tonight. So all right, anybody in America, they've been a part of the conversation about Shakari Richardson, and what we're going to talk about tonight is this concept of we entitled it "Don't Judge Me, Don't Judge Me." I think it's going to be cool because when we were faced with the scenario, everybody knows about what happened when she tested positive for illegal substances. It was amazing to me how many people jumped to the forefront, and everybody had all these different opinions, different stances, and it amazed me how much people got into a fight about this issue, how divided they were. And one of the things that people kept saying is that she was being judged and she was being criticized and ostracized. And so, before we go deeper into that, what do y'all thought? How did y'all feel about it? What was your take on it?
Well, I guess I'll start. Hi, my name is Bria. Thank you for having me. All the way from Atlanta, representing for Atlanta. I'm just playing. Um, I do think that the word judgment has like some kind of negative connotation to it, as if judgment always has to be a bad thing. Like to judge something is to make like a critical decision, something to discern something. And I don't think that the young lady even wanted us to jump to the defense of, oh my gosh, they're mistreating her. I mean, she is the one who owned up to her actions, stood before everyone and said, I knew it before I did it, and I'm willing to move forward with having known what I was doing before I made that decision. So it's almost like for all of us to be so divisive over something that she's already kind of accepted and dealing with and moving on from, it's like, why are we so quick to defend even when we are wrong? Like, even when we're wrong and willing to admit that we're wrong. And why does the judgment of something necessarily have to be negative? Why does it have to be a negative thing?
That's good.
I think some people were just so upset about it because they genuinely just didn't think it was that big of a deal. Some like I've seen a lot of people like, y'all, it's not that serious. It's not like she was doing crack. Like I've seen so many people, it's not like she was doing crack. She didn't do steroids or something like that. So I feel like maybe they don't see it as much of an issue as kicking her out or suspending her. So
Okay. Interesting. Come on. You guys give me a take on it.
I think everybody have an opinion on other people's lives. Like when you open to the public and someone has an opinion, I mean you can say whatever you want to say. But if she was accountable for what she did, but I guess other people jumped out like, "No, you saying you shouldn't, you ain't, just like Jalen just said, like you only smoking weed, but you still broke the rules. You still broke the rules. So at least she was big enough to be like, okay, I'm accountable for what I did. Um, if I'm gonna be punished, be punished. Now I think like, okay, if she broke the rules, she should be punished in some form or reprimanded, but it shouldn't be the extremes of like, oh, she can't compete in that. It should be, it should be
I agree.
like, something should happen, but it shouldn't be that, not to that extreme.
So let me throw this out, and I want us to talk, and I don't want us to be obligated to be sterile tonight.
Okay.
Let's just put it on the table. I mean, it's just us five talking. Everybody was listening. So my position on it was similar to you guys. That yeah, she didn't kill anybody. It wasn't the worst thing that could have been done. But I believe in this concept, and all you guys have said it, the concept of accountability. Because my take is, it goes back when Gabe talked about the punishment shouldn't be so harsh. What we have to ask ourselves: was the punishment put in place before before she did the act? So if the punishment is established after, then I believe that's unfair judgment. But if we put a policy in place before you step foot out here, it's no
Hmm.
surprise. And if you knew that your actions were off, you knew the repercussions. And I always tell people, you're gonna either choose. You can't select a choice and the consequence at the same time.
Yeah.
Most people look at life and they only think about the decision they're gonna make. Once you make a decision, you forfeit the right to dictate the consequences.
Yeah.
So you should either gauge
Hmm.
the consequences as opposed to the decision. So when you decide what the consequences you want, that determines what decision is going to get you there. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
yeah,
that's just
That's
interesting to
good.
me.
that's very good.
Come on,
I
Aiden. No, come on, come on, keep talking.
No, you fine. Go ahead, Asia.
Um, I did like Shakara how she did take accountability of it. I just felt like people just wanted to scrutinize her because of how flamboyant she is, like how much she is like. You gotta think about it. After she wrote that record, she was like, "Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all
She
better
was
stop
cocky
playing
with
with
it.
me."
Yes, she was
She was
cocky with
acting
it.
like she was. So when this came, I felt like people just wanted to immediately be like, "Oh yeah, you." As we call them haters, she has them, and so people wanted to just down her. But I did respect that the fact that she did take accountability. And then as far as the rules, they was already set in place,
Hmm.
and I I feel like when nobody, I was being more sensitive to her situation, being
Yes.
that
Right.
she just lost her mom literally the week before her race, and now she just able to grieve. So I guess I just was like, she shouldn't have did it, but I just feel like we should be more compassionate about what is actually going on in her mind,
I said the same thing. Like
because
maybe
we
she
don't know
needs.
what she's thinking, what she's
Yeah.
going through. This is her mom, whether or not, she might not have lived with her mom, but she still had a relationship with her mom,
Hmm.
and it might not be the right way she should have done it, but I feel like people should show compassion to
Yeah.
what was going on and how she was feeling. And I just felt like people just not even being very inconsiderate and just wanted to put her down from the
But
jump.
I think that's why she said, "Please don't judge me." She didn't
Mm,
say, "Please go run to my rescue, defend my
Yeah,
honor." She didn't say, "Go protect my name." She didn't say any of that. She said, "Just don't judge me because
and
I'm
she's
Hmm.
going
also
through
not the first
something right now."
athlete to
Sure.
fail a drug. She's not the first athlete to fail a drug test and get suspended either.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And from what I heard, it just wasn't her that failed that drug test. It was other black athletes along with her that failed that drug test. It's just the
Mhm.
fact where you got that face. She is basically the face right now of track and
Mhm.
field. So
Mm-hmm.
when you get that face and you hear that like, oh, this is what happened, it's like, oh, you don't hear about all the other athletes
Sure.
behind it. So a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that until me and my mom was talking about it. And she was saying that the rules were set up. It was multiple factors that went into why she got those 30 days. It was one because she was actually in a state that it was legal in. And
That's
then
what I was going to say.
yeah, it was in a state that she was legal in, and the fact what she was going through mentally and what she was going through in her personal life. So that really played like a big factor in it. I really believe
It's not a
the
lie.
state that she was in played a huge factor in it to why she didn't get more days.
That's what I was about to say, because 30 days is 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're not doing 1 month suspensions for failed drug tests. Weed or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me saying that. I think my issue with that situation is what's going on now. Her not being able to compete at all that doesn't make any sense to me.
They
If her
didn't put her on the
suspension's
list for the relay.
If the
See, but
suspension's over and it's time to run, I should be able to run.
Yep.
Yeah, the
that was
And
suspension.
especially if that was the
on the
original
list.
agreement. If that was the original agreement that you guys had said, then that should be what. Then I know like track and field is just not the relay team. So you have multiple accidents, multiple to what she does. And her not being on the relay team, I wasn't really upset about that. I was just more like, well, at least she can still race. If she can still
Mhm.
go and race, because these people put in a lot of training just to run for 10 seconds,
Yeah.
8 seconds.
So, so this is my take on it. And we just put it out there. I think when you get into the difference with this is, am I judging I think the difference if you're judging the person and judging the actions.
The action.
That's one of the things that makes Jesus so loving to us, that he can separate what we did from who we are. That's how he can forgive us and still care for us. And
Mhm.
so I think judging her is she's a terrible person. Judging her actions is she made a terrible decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think many times people put the two together and assume that because I'm not for what you're for, you think I'm not for you.
Mhm.
And that's different, because I can love you but not love what you do. Like my daughter loves me, but there's a lot of things she don't love about what I do. And so I can judge your actions without judging you as an individual. And if you can separate the two, I think if you can separate the two, you cannot be so offended and not take because anytime you offend a person, they're either going to defend themselves or they're going to attack you, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you do that, you don't look at things what's the word, objectively, because you're defending yourself. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person, and I'm not saying that it's not terrible that your mother passed, and I'm not saying that you should be demeaned, but we do say the actions were an infringement. And here's the other thing too: when you decide, and I want to make it clear, I'm not against that young lady. My first post was one bad decision can change your whole life, and I never made a statement against her. And somebody said, "Well, you act like you were never young." Like, dude, hey, everybody know when I was young and thugging. So, hey, I'm a poster child for the grace of God. But what I do say is, it's not unfair if I know the rules and I break them. I think people just they. I fear people that don't want to accept accountability, because where there is
Yeah.
no accountability, there's chaos.
Yeah.
There's no. It's like the rule is you drive on the right side of the road and you go 55 miles an hour. Well, I feel like I should be able to go 75 because my car can. And there ain't nobody in the left lane, so I should drive over there. If everybody did that, there'll be chaos.
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
has to be some kind of structure in something. But I think too, even past people judging her, I feel like a lot of people was disappointed in her
Mm,
because, like
Mm-hmm.
you said,
Yeah.
she was like the face of like not
Yep.
only black people Black girls. And so it's like,
Okay.
She was the face of America.
She was the
honestly, but I just mean as far as, people who, how they say, like, she's the Black woman, and that gives
She's young.
hope, and
Let me throw something at y'all.
and then she does something like that, and people are like, man, why she do that?
They held her at a higher standard.
What do y'all?
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What do y'all think about? Okay, if they swept her discretion under the rug, because I didn't know it was other athletes that failed the drug test as well. What if they didn't let them compete, but they let her compete because she's the superstar? Like, okay, you the face, you the woman, we looking forward to you the woman. What if they said, okay, you guys or you other people can't perform, y'all can't compete,
Now that
but
would
we're
be
gonna allow her to compete? What would that be
that would
like?
be wrong. That would be wrong. I'm not saying that her 30-day suspension is not the right suspension. That is a perfect suspension. But I guess I want to know what was the real reason why she's not competing at all. Because at first they was like, they said, okay, they took their time. They said, okay, you're gonna have 30-day suspension, and you're gonna be able to play. You're gonna be able to race after the 30-day suspension. Nothing else came out, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, she didn't make the relay team. I was like, okay, well that makes sense. Everybody can't make the relay team, and then all of a sudden she's not playing. She's not in the Olympics at all. So I guess I'm more confused of where did that come from. You should have said that from the jump and just had everybody just coming at you and attacking you instead of acting like. I feel like they try to act like they care about her situation, and they don't. They do. To me, they do that with all athletes. They want to make sure they don't care about your mental health. They don't care what else you do. You better get out here and play. And if you don't want to play, then okay, I'm gonna take it away.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't really care.
I
a lot of people care about what you're going through, because if you go out and your child is hungry and you go steal some food, they still gonna take you to jail. They don't care that your child hungry.
Sure.
Right. And
That's
to
big.
look, in full transparency, even though it seems like something like really bad is being like ripped from her, for all we know, I think I said this to Jalen like when it first happened. I'm like, for all we know, when she did it, she was like, to be honest, I really don't care what happens after this. The girl could honestly want a break. She could want to sit down, but who bows down from the Olympics after they break a record like that? Who bows down from something like that? For all we know, somebody was praying for her to just be able to sit down for a second. And that could have been how that had to unfold. Like,
then she was on.
Might not have been her time.
Yeah, I think it was on TMZ, or somebody said, like, how do you feel? She was like, I'm fine with it. Like, me and my team already discussed it. We kind of figured that this was going to happen anyway. So that it was okay. And I was just like,
Your phone charge.
Yeah,
everybody's really more upset about it than she is.
Yeah, but I think that's her demeanor. Her demeanor is like, if it happens, it just happens. And that probably is from life experiences and stuff that she's been through, that when stuff happens to her, it's just like, I can't control it. I just gotta do what I can, and
you gotta push
and just go with what I can.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing I can do, then I just gotta go like that. But I guess my only big deal about it, my major big, was them portraying as if they cared about her mental health and what she was going through, and then actually not really caring about
just to come back and try to embarrass the girl again. Like it's just like, you just hit me the other day. I mean, that's just, I
just feel like we just need more. We need to tell her, like, just like you were saying, Pastor, like, don't judge her, but judge the action. You can say it's just how you say it. Be like, girl, I'm proud that you did what you did, and I don't support your actions, but I support you. It's the way you can say it, and still, it's not judging. It's just you just saying, like, you upset that she did what she did, and a lot of people just went out and straight and went for her stomach and just like, oh, you did this, you did that, you did, just judging her off that, and then you don't never know. They probably try to go all the way back to her past. Social media day and age, they'll pull up everything about.
They have
do one thing. They'll go all the way back to her childhood that ain't nobody know about, and try to demean her even more. So people just don't have no compassion nowadays, none at all. I just
I
say
think
little compassion.
LSU, I feel like probably did the best job of accountable but empathetic. Like, I feel you, but let's do better next time. Like they definitely came with the. I mean, the first sentence of that little presentation they made her was, "Sometimes we make the wrong decision, or sometimes we make a decision that change our lives." And you want to know how I know? Because I did it. Because I did it. Because I did it. Because I did it. So it's like, I feel like that was very appropriate. Like, we stand with you. We hope your comeback is strong. But, you know what I'm saying? We know what it's like to mess up. And they were all LSU alumni. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with holding her accountable, but still empathizing with her. Like that.
So here's his take. I left it out of my sermon this past Sunday. I was talking about this sin and judgment and overcoming sin, and how when the accusers brought the woman that was caught in adultery to Jesus, and they expected Jesus to condemn her, and the 3 points where Jesus does not condone sin, he confronts sin, but he also comforts sin. And one of the things I just think that's so dope. I really believe that when Jesus said, "Whoever without sin cast first stone," he's writing in the ground. I think that he just starts writing down generic sins, and the people that's looking at the ground realize, "Oh, that's me right there," you know. Because when he didn't say nothing. I'd be writing down, pornography, and while I'm ready to drop my stone, throw mine, I look and see that my issue. I'm not going to attack yours because I thought I was the accuser, but I'm still the accused too. I thought I'm the one with the stone, but in really actual Jesus, no, I'm the one that's about to get hit too. When you get into that, that's why Galatians 6:1 says, "If you catch a brother that is overtaken in a fault, you that are spiritual, confront them, considering yourselves with humility." The key is, I think, when you go back to what LSU said, we acknowledge that she's overtaken with a sin, but we're going to address it with humility, remembering I got my own faults. And I think that's why many times there's a breakdown in relationships, there's a breakdown in even mentoring and coaching and pastoring and parenting, because sometimes we forget that I'm challenging you, but I challenge your behavior considerate of my own. I think we would put ourselves in that same boat. We can be a little bit more compassionate, even though we have to confront it. Because what a lot of people miss about accountability, they look at accountability, or even they look at rules, they look at the Bible, and they look at the scripture as if Jesus is trying to give them restrictions. He's really giving you protection. It's not restrictions. It's not because I'm trying to keep something from you. I'm trying to keep something from you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how many people, when Jesus says, when he talks about promiscuity and the Bible talks about promiscuity, it ain't because Jesus don't want you to have good sex. I don't want you to give yourself to people that don't deserve you. Well, I can't have no fun. No, it ain't that you can't have no fun, but you need all them folks when you're trying to figure out who you are. It's not to hold you back. It's to hold stuff back from you.
You.
And you don't even understand. Oh, go ahead.
Come on.
Something you said good on Sunday was that every sin has a cost. And even though, like you said, it's like you don't get sin is like kind of like working or something like that. You said it was work, like you don't get paid as soon as you work. Your paycheck come later. So you never know. You doing all this stuff now because you think it's like, no, it's whatever, it's cool. I lived, I didn't die. But then you paying for it 6 months later, 6 years later.
Sure.
You wish you never did it, but I mean, it's good, And I'm
paying with interest and the full bill.
Yeah.
You ain't paying for that day. You're paying for all those days with interest.
Mm-hmm.
It's big. It's big.
Yeah. And I really feel like, even though she's saying like, I did it, and I know it's like, man, I could have been running the Olympics right now. Like, yeah. I know she's like, bro, I could be at the Olympics, and over some weed. And who is giving her this? Never mind.
Now,
I'm just
now
saying,
that's
like,
whole
who
other
are
game.
these people?
That's a good question.
Her for me, like, I would be like, baby, you about to go to the Olympics? I ain't gonna give you no. Ain't you about to go to the Olympics? Go like, even the people around her clearly didn't have her best interest, because if that was my friend, I'd have been like, no, man, that's not what we're doing. We're going to the Olympics. We're going to the Olympics. You can't do
We
that.
going.
Yeah.
We go. You
Yeah.
running, but I'm going. We going together.
Right.
I'm sure that's how a lot of people felt like, oh, this girl, I feel like this my sister going to the Olympics. Like, a lot of people were really rooting for her. And then she did it, and everybody was like, oh, dang. You
So
know?
Jalen, you opened up something that I want to throw out to you guys. Is our circle really the circle we need to excel?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Do we need accountability? And am I gravitating away from circles that create accountability and gravitating to circles that are more loose? And what becomes the result of those decisions?
Mm.
That's, yeah.
So
That's something actually
No,
me and you
no.
was talking about the other day. Because when you gotta, honestly, I think the real evaluation of who's in your circle uh, would be when you down bad. I really think that, because when you down, you need people to be like, "Come on, girl, we gotta come up," you know. But then you have some people who will just be like, "I know, girl, that's crazy. Oh, I hate that for you, friend. Oh, girl, and they just amen you, they amen you, and you still
Mhm.
you at rock bottom.
Hmm.
And
well,
they're not lifting you up, they're not building you up. And I feel like you really should surround yourself with people who are not gonna just be your yes man, because
it's another end of that. Never happened to me, but I would say for me, I would need a team. I wouldn't say they would my old group of friends. They was down for me when I was like down or whenever, or if I needed them, they was there. But as I began to evolve, as I began to grow as a person, it was like I can see the difference between us two now. And honestly, it wasn't that they were bad people. It's just that I was on another road that they couldn't go on. Sometimes you can't take the team that you had with you to the next level. You're gonna have to go find you a new team. And so
But
that
that's
that
yeah.
that happened to me a lot. Like I went through two friend groups and I had to find where I'm at. I had to find a group of friends that we can sit here together and we can all grow.
Mm.
And I don't really think it's they not bad. They're not want to be stuck in that time or stuck in where they was at. But at the time what I was dealing with, I don't want to be stuck there. And I was moving up and they was moving, but they were moving at the speed that I was going. So I had to leave.
and it ain't
So
nothing wrong
let me
with
ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Mm.
How did you do that? I really want to hear that because I really think, first off, if you're watching and you have questions, we love to hear your questions. Want your comments? I'm looking at the comment. I hope y'all are liking, tagging, and sharing. But I really think you could help some people right there, Asia. How did you make that move to go from one friend group to the other? Because that's everything. This verse, this is so dope. This
Honestly,
verse that I'm moving says bad company corrupts good character. Bad company corrupts good character. You can
Mhm.
turn from who you are to who you can turn from you're gonna go up or down based on who you with. But I think you can help some people get the boldness and get some instruction on how to change friend groups because you did it. Because some folks are loyal to the people that they was with, and they can't go higher.
so the first time that happened, um, it was more of a I don't want to be stuck here. So I was never malicious. I never mean to them, never said anything off the wall. I just started to hang by myself and started to meet new people. And then as I was meeting these people at the level I wanted to be at, we just became distant. And it just naturally happened. It wasn't that I was being mean to them, wanted to talk to them. It's just that they just shifted. I shifted on our own. And then on the second time, um, God just dropped me by myself. God said you got to be by yourself. Like when I got baptized, that was the year before I had Lena, and I got baptized, and I knew, and I was like by myself, but I was just wondering like why I'm just by myself. I was just very like lonely, and then I got baptized, and it was like I needed to be by myself right now because the friends that I'm about to go into, they're gonna be with me for a while. And so like the friend group I have right now, Courtney, Charslyn, my friend Naomi, like when I say they even in there, like we've been stuck with each other for a couple years now. And it's like I can evolve, I can talk to them about anything. It can be spiritual, it can be everyday life, but we all sit there together and we talk about our sins and our faults and what we feel like we can do better and how we help each other. And then once we help each other, it's like we both grow at the same time. Or it's like we don't leave each other behind. It's like one person going ahead, the other person dragging one person behind them, and we all just going up there climbing up the ladder together. But sometimes God put you by yourself and he say you got to be by yourself. And you're going to feel lonely, but you're not really lonely. Because I remember that day. I remember when I got baptized because you told me, you said you don't have any, basically said I don't have any friends right now, and that is okay because God is with you and God is your friend. And after that day, I was like completely, I still struggle with it being by myself, but I was like, okay, I'm okay with it. I'm going somewhere else. And you don't have to be with the people. You don't have to be up. You don't. I think people get it wrong with. You don't have to be mean to them and say all this. You don't have to do none of that. You can still be nice. They might say mean stuff to you. Take a deep breath and don't say nothing back, and just be calm about it. But you don't have to be mean to move to another level. I think that's what people have a lot of stuff mixed too. You gotta have a big old argument or fallout with this person. No, you don't have to do none of that. You can just
because them people who be like, I'm going to another level and you can't go with me. You just can't go with me. And you don't have to do that.
Right.
It will naturally, if you're a good person, it will naturally happen. They will see it and they will see it just like, okay, so I've been very into my affirmation, speaking God's word. And it's when it says that when your ways pleases God, God will make your enemies make even your enemies at peace with you. So if I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, doing what God said I'm supposed to do, if I'm just being nice, being person, giving other people, I'm doing what pleases God, and I'm still moving at the speed that He wants me to go, my enemies won't say anything. They will be okay with it. They will see me doing good, and what can they say? They won't have nothing to say. So I just feel like you should not give people all the extra because it's no need.
That's definitely what I was going to say.
Yeah, you don't need all the extra stuff.
Like going from one friend group to the next is kind of actually about you. Like when they always say like you outgrow people. Okay, so then that means you're the one that changed. They didn't change. You're the one that changed. Change doesn't mean bad. So I've always associated like elevation to like I have to have made some kind of change. So it's kind of on you. Like it's not birds of, like when people say birds of a feather and then people are like, no, because I have friends that do stuff that I don't do. Trust me, you do it in some form. You don't do it exactly like them, but you do it in some form. Because birds of a feather, you wouldn't hang around them if they were nothing like you. I have friends right now that I've been friends with for a minute who I'm kind of like, we on that time bomb, like you really only got one more time, like, and I had to kind of ask myself, like, where is that coming from? But I'm like, because I don't tolerate that kind of stuff anymore. Like you get different. So I completely agree that being by yourself, like we gave that a bad connotation too. There's wrong with loneliness.
Jeremy Irvin in the chat. Jeremy said there will come a point in all of our lives we have to observe our circle. We have to ask ourselves, does this group of friends align with my future, the one God has designed and planned for me? And secondly, We have to be okay with being alone in God. He said, being alone in God. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's so huge because one of the if I made a statement to a young lady today that when people think you need
I'm
them
sorry. Go ahead.
or think when they think you need them, at some point they begin to disrespect and devalue you. When they think that you need them to
Mhm.
Yeah.
survive, they stop considering you as a partner. And when they begin to do that, they don't value your opinion, your thoughts, your feelings. And the other thing too is we. I think Asia said something great. When you transition and when you elevate and go from friend group to friend group, I think it's honorable to that friend to let them know I'm changing, I'm going through something. To just not return my phone calls, that's dirty.
Yeah.
I've been your friend all this time, and now you're all scared you can't turn my phone call. That no, you don't have to do that. You can let me know I'm going through some stuff. I had a lady one time said she said God was taking her to another level, and so her friends would call and she wouldn't answer the phone, wouldn't return text. I'm like, God didn't tell you to be no butthole. He didn't tell you that because what happens is when the Bible talks about getting ready to go fulfill his assignment, the Bible said he tore down some altars and built new ones. You can't build new things until you tear down old stuff. Otherwise, you're trying to build on top of things that you haven't addressed. What you do is you tear this down. I'm not coming back to this, and then you start building your new life. But if you just haul off and you just disappear, you know that I believe devalues the friend I've been to you, because you can get closer to God without being a jerk to me.
And then
And
depending
sometimes
on the time of
moving
your
up. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, Jay.
Sometimes you making the decision to, move up or elevate will kind of encourage people to do the same. When you see something, like if you're in a friend group and all your friends doing better, you're gonna be like,
Mhm.
all right, I need to get myself together too, because everybody looks happy, everybody, you
Oh, okay.
you
Okay.
can tell when people are doing better, and when you see it and you know you're not doing better, you either gonna get with the program or you're gonna get left.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Those
But
same,
give
Come on,
I
give us your insight.
choice.
I said depending on the type of friend you had, if you speak to them and tell them like, hey, I'm doing such and such, they'll be right along there with you. But
Woo!
sometimes, depending on how many of y'all is in the group, it's always at least one other person that feel the same way you feel. It's just that nobody ever said anything,
Anything.
and then y'all can grow together. So you don't have to be necessarily on that road alone. But it's like, okay, but I just feel like just tell them how you
Mhm.
feel and say it in the right way. Don't be real mean about it. Don't give all this attitude about it and
Mhm.
make that other person feel like they can have it too. Make them feel like they can
Yeah.
have it too. It's just that you on the train sooner than when they get on it.
That's good. Okay, what's your thought? Like you about to say something.
Mhm. I was in a situation before where yeah, I was saying that I was in a situation when I first started coming to Rebirth, and my group of friends, I didn't even like, they was like yes me, pretty much like everything I did, it was fine. So when I start hanging around men of God, pastor in particular, we would have a meeting and he was like, don't be late. And I was always late. I was always late. And he was like, okay, well, if you 15, I forget what the rule was. If
15
I'm
minutes.
15 to 20 minutes late, I'm not gonna be there. If you can't at least call first and let me know you're gonna be late, I'm not gonna be there when you get there. And it just blew my mind because I was always late, and everyone I was around was fine with me being late. Like they see
Mm.
just like, okay, everybody do that. That's fine with me. I don't want to be held. Now, who is this guy gonna hold me accountable that I'm 15 minutes late? I'm only 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
So that was like growth in the friend group that I was in. I didn't know I had to grow to be better until I put myself in other circles, and then it was like, okay, this is unacceptable. I got somebody that's challenging me to be better, and they held me to be accountable. So, and I'm like, we had situations like that all the time because I never thought that was a big deal to even be late. Like I was like, okay, that's just something I do. So like I said, sometimes you have to, when you get into different environments out of your comfort zone, that's when you finally know, like, okay, I have a problem.
You
Oh man, it wasn't old church would say the devil is a lie.
Right. Interrupting that good message he's bringing.
No, it's good. No, this is funny. I learned that years ago, that 15-minute rule. So at if we supposed to meet at 11, at 11:10, I start moving toward the door. At 11:14, I get in my car. 11:15, I leave just to make sure I ain't there.
Immediately. I
Mhm.
need to learn that.
That's about standard though.
Yeah.
When you be around different people, they have a different standard.
We had
Come on, Gary.
accountability. You remember we had a conversation?
Your exact words were, "I don't believe in accountability."
What?
He told me. He said that's not even a real word. He said, "That's what he said."
Oh, is it not?
But look at him now.
Right.
Successful business owner, great husband, wonderful father. No, I'm just telling you, I really believe that's the difference in people that succeed and those
We
that just kind of
were
squander around,
sitting
whether or not they'll be
down,
accountable to themselves
and
and others.
I was like, man,
Man, we're gonna buy you
exactly.
some Wi-Fi. Part of tonight's offering. Everybody get ready to sow your seed tonight, because part of tonight's offering is gonna go to a cave to get some better Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
We're gonna get you off that Boost Mobile,
Yeah,
man.
because you looked me slap in the face that day. It was like, well, you'll never be great. If you can't be
Oh,
accountable, you'll never be great. People are calling. I'm on my phone, man. People, people,
so Gabe,
people trying to call me, man. I'm on my cell phone doing it. I got to keep clicking them off.
I do remember that conversation.
What's up?
I said if you will not be accountable, you'll never be great.
Yeah,
So how did you
I'm
handle
telling you,
that
it was a
statement?
game changer, man.
Why? So what caused you
Ooh.
to stick around after that?
At first, I mean,
Oh,
He tries so hard. It's so great.
oh. Okay, all right, man. You got to get on Wi-Fi. So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. We come around, man. This great conversation. So how, as a society, did we get so sensitive to people challenging us?
I think access to everyone's opinion is where that started, because my grandmother used to always tell me, like, man, y'all are so sensitive, but back in my day we didn't know what everybody thought of us. And I mean, that really is
Say what now?
like, that's it. Like, that's the whole thing right there. Like, everyone can literally tell you what they think about you right now. All they have to do is go to your social media. They can tell you.
And then people say so much hateful stuff. It's not the fact that it's just that they're purposely bringing you down. If you want to think of it another way, it's like social media is another way the devil can attack you. So the attack that they're using other people who are they're just
Who
going
don't
through
even
stuff,
know you.
not trying to be mean, and the devil just using them as a vessel and be like, go say this about this person, and then it comes off as another thing. Why we got to take it so personal? If we doing something that we love and we like it, we got a few people that like it with us. Why does the opinions of other people even matter? If I like it, God told me He like what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is on the right path. What anybody else say, it shouldn't even matter. It should just be like, okay, you say this, but whatever. I'm happy what I'm doing. I'm good at it. I love what I'm doing. So, but yeah, that is true, Bria. Like, people got access to say anything, and then they can say it. It don't even have to put their real name. They can put user 200365, whatever, and just say the most hateful things.
I think it's because a lot of people, and I won't even say a lot of people, like it's not me. don't necessarily know get their validation. Like if
Yes.
you get your validation from God, if God is telling you this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing, I told you to do this, don't worry about everybody else. Some people get validation from likes or fire emoji comments or heart eyes or swipe ups on your snaps. Like
Sure.
a lot of and people don't like to say that. I want to post my picture just because I like to feel good about myself.
But that's why you did it.
Validation. Like you
Sure.
need validation from people, and you're always looking to make sure that other people are okay with what you're doing. And it really don't matter because at the end of the day, these people ain't paying the bills. They not feeding you. They're not doing nothing for you, and they're not going to get you into heaven either. So you need to
I
be worried about what God is telling you.
I can give a really good example. I saw something today on social media. I saw a woman posting where they said, if your friends don't support your business, they don't support you. And she was like, actually, that's not true. And here's all the reasons why. And so she broke down how just because you have a business, that doesn't mean it's something that I like or want to purchase or care anything about. Just because you started a business doesn't mean you're good at it or that your customer service is great. Just because you started a business doesn't mean, like, she just went down the list. And I personally felt like so not shamed, but I was like, whoo, way to park in my driveway, because I'll start things and then I'm like, no, my friends did not repost my stuff. I see how you do, but you always want my support. And I had to really kind of think about it, like, at the end of the day, even if you guys do like it and don't support it or whatever the case may be, like, I didn't start it for I didn't start it for you. I started it for whoever it's for. Like,
That's
whatever
great.
you're doing, whatever that assignment is or whatever, it's for whoever it's for. And that's the only people you can
Yeah, they
focus on.
always say, don't expect your friends or your family to buy something for you first. It always will be a stranger that'll support you before your family and your friends. And I think that's more of a, well, is she really gonna make it? Is this really gonna be something that she goes through? And I just be like, you don't gotta support me. I'm gonna tell you about it because I like doing this. If you don't like it, okay. But I'm still gonna support you though. You put something out, but I'm gonna be posting and I'm gonna share it and I'm gonna counteract what they're doing to me, and then all of a sudden they're gonna get on the same train that I was on because they see me doing it differently. So
You know, we would always have people when they would start a business, and their first objective was to sell it to church members, and they would get upset when church members don't buy. And I would always tell them, come back and say, don't start a business thinking about us, because it's only so many of us in here, you know. And granted, you do want your people to be for you, you want your folks to be for you, but you ain't got enough friends to sell your product to be a millionaire.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Jalen says something I think is so dope about this, um, because if our objective is to be liked, we're always again subject to what people do to us, and then we need them.
Yeah.
The person we need the most is all y'all said it. Asia said it. If I do right by the Lord, enemies that God take care of all that. You know, Jalen, if I get my affirmation from God, I'm not chasing people and what they feel and what they say about me. And this is so dope. If you go back and look at Jesus' ministry, this is crazy. What preacher want to run church members away? Jesus has a feeding of the 5,000, about 15,000 people that follow behind him. And he says, if you don't eat my body, drink my blood, meaning if you don't want to get close, you got no part of me. The Bible says in John, most of them folks walked away. What preacher trying to run church? Then Peter says, he tells Peter, if you're going to leave, go too. You can't grow no churches telling folks to run away. But Jesus was not concerned about crowds. He was concerned about his call. Because the first thing that happened when he started his ministry after he was baptized, the Bible says there was a voice from heaven, and the Father said, this is my beloved Son, hear ye him. Because he believed what his Father said. He was moving from a place of affirmation, not moving trying to get affirmation. When you start knowing who you are, when you start off knowing who you are, you're not seeking to find out from who you with.
mm-hmm.
That's key. And I think the issue is who we really gonna believe. Sometimes we don't believe the folks that's for us. sometimes we devalue the folks that's for us because we're trying to find confirmation when in wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I want the crowd to believe me. That crowd don't care about you, but your circle been for you from the beginning. Whose report? I'm here church tonight. Whose report are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the people that are for you, or the people that you're trying to get close to?
Okay, Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I just
very good.
believe if I gotta earn your attention, you ain't for me.
Hold on, one more time.
No, if our righteous gotta earn your attention, this is dope. When Jesus gathered his disciples, the Bible says he gathered men that he wanted to be with him. You need people that you want to be around you, that make you feel better, that you enjoy. It ain't gotta be. It should be no job. If it's a job, that ain't for you. I'm telling you, if it is a job, you have to evaluate: is it because you building them, pouring into them, is an assignment for you, or you just chasing folks? I'm telling you.
Yes, because you cannot chase people. That's something I had to learn for myself. You cannot chase people and trying to build relationships based on what you think they can do or what it looks like, that because that you'll never win, and you'll waste time trying to figure it out, trying to build on something, build honestly in unfertile ground, and instead of finding people who you're really supposed to connect with, who can build you up. Because
Sure.
I know at one point I was all about like, "Well, I don't have anybody to hang out with. I only got like 2 friends." Baby, that's all you need is just them two. Because the two people I got, I know I could call them at any time, and they're gonna check me when I need to be checked. They're gonna build me up when I need to be built up. They're gonna comfort me when I need to be comforted. And I got everything I need in those two people. Everything,
Mhm.
anything that I need. One of them sitting right there onto the other side. That's my girl. But I know, like Bria, I could call Bria at any time, and she gonna give me the real. And that's
Sure.
that. Like she gonna be like, "Nah, see, you tripping, like
Sure.
you doing too much, almost." And
That's
sometimes
right.
you need that kick in the butt that you're not gonna get from the people who you've been chasing all that time because they don't care. Like you said, they don't care about you.
Potential means future. Potential means to come. Potential means could be. I don't need could be. I don't know how long I'm gonna live. I need to know what you got going on right now.
Right now,
That's
yeah.
just how I feel about it. That's just how I
Right.
feel. I can't look into the future and even see what I'm gonna be doing. How can I worry about what you're gonna be to me later on?
Sure.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
just thought
If
about
you're come on, Asia.
it just came in my head. Don't try to don't fill yourself up with other people's opinion.
Mm.
So don't use what other people say to try to validate what you're going on. Don't fill yourself up because you can't pour into somebody else if you using them and what they saying is going through one end out the other. It's not gonna help you in no type of way. You need really spiritual friends. Like you need those friends you could just call and be like, "But I'm just having a hard day." Like such and such, such and such, and then all of a sudden, like I done had this with Charlton so many times. Me and her call, we'll talk about something, and all of a sudden, here we go. We're talking about God. We filling each other up with
Sure.
the word of truth, and it's
Mm.
like, okay, this person is pouring into me, I'm pouring in them. Now we can feel we're better than what we felt like this morning, and that's the truth. That's the truth that we need to be filled up with, not opinions, not hateful comments, like not likes, not shares, not none of that. You need to be filled up by other spiritual people who right there with you and who gonna build you up. Like
I
that's
feel like a
Sure.
lot of times too, we try to get filled up, or we try to get filled by with stuff that people don't have. Like you
Yes.
can't be trying to look for or even vice versa. You can't pour into somebody something that you don't already have inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like
Yes, Jay.
some people are just not meant to be pouring into you, and you too busy trying to, or they got something that you don't need, and they pouring
Sure.
awful stuff into you, and you just
Forward.
receive all of that negativity, receiving all of that stuff that's really bringing you down further than what you already are.
Mm.
Sure. No, that's And I think what comes in is, and it's, I just love hearing the wisdom and the insight you guys have, because I think it's important to understand too, what are you going to get when you go to that store? So you're not surprised to go to Home Depot and get hammers. You're not surprised to go to Academy and find basketballs. So what I may have to ask is it my fault for going to the wrong store with the wrong need? Because I know what this guy, Jalen, Uncle Byron, years ago, he had a decision he was making had a decision he was making, and he told me months later. I said, bro, why didn't you call me before you made the decision? And he said, I didn't want to hear right. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I was going to get if I called you, so I didn't call you because I had my mind made up. He knew what he get if he comes down my aisle. So I got to ask, have I done an assessment of my environment to know where to go when I need the right thing? You know, some of your friends all offer you is a 6.
That's it.
So when you bring your problems to them, they're going to give you a 6-pack solution. That's all they got. And you can't fault them for giving you what they got. That's all they got.
That's it.
That's it. So it's not their fault for stocking their shelves. It's my fault for shopping in the wrong store.
And then you start to tear people down because they don't have what you need.
And then it comes
When they're
back,
just being who they are. Exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
and then it'll come back around as what you were saying is Sunday, like that sin that you did, whatever is going into the wrong store about, it's gonna come back to you tomorrow, 2 days later, 3 days later, months later. What you did is gonna come back to you. So why?
That's dope.
Just why?
Why?
Yeah. No, I think this is the kind of honest conversation that we should all have with ourselves. Evaluating our circles, because again, when you understand the people's capacity and intent, you can tell the difference between accountability and judgment.
Mhm.
Hold me accountable, but don't judge me, because accountability gauges my actions. Judgment gauges me as an individual. And if you can't separate me from what I do and still believe in me and still care for me, then you may not have the wisdom or the wherewithal to really pour into me. All this starts playing a factor in how you approach folks. I think that's the killer, because with the same thing I told Gabe, if you're not willing to be accountable, you'll never be great. You'll always ride on the wrong side of the street and defend it to the world. So I think it's great. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Your wisdom, your insight, your experiences. Gabe sent me a text. His Wi-Fi was tripping. He had to drop off. But now he was dropping some bombs tonight, man. Okay, as we're closing, I want to give each of you 90 seconds to share something with a person who wants to move forward. Give them 60 to 90 seconds of inspiration.
Be gentle with yourself, because you absolutely are going to fail.
Ooh.
Say that one more time.
Be gentle with yourself, because you absolutely are going to fail.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's all I needed right there.
I
We
don't want to go after her, but to tag on what she said, failure is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of something great. The failure is the beginning of something great.
You got to add on to it, Jalen.
We need to put
Oh, okay, it was too good. I don't want to mess it up. But no, those were good. I do agree. I also think failure can be a springboard. Like you said, it's the beginning. Failure can be the place where you say, okay, let me sit down and really figure it out. Failure can be the downtime that you need to really put things together. So the next time you try, you're going to get it right. Or maybe not. But then that's going to be some more stuff that you learn. Like failure is always a learning experience. Whether you get it right or you don't, you just know not to do that next time.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll throw mine in. I think the only time you lose is if you don't learn something.
Mm.
Mm.
We talking about this, and it's on YouVersion Bible app. It's called the Breakthrough in You, or what is it? Find it. It is Breakthrough is in You. And in yesterday's devotional, it was talking about how you might fall and you might fail, but don't give up and don't quit. Because that shows to God the faith that you have. So that we talking about this. Let me go to it. I'm gonna go to it at the end.
Come on.
Let me go to it.
I'm gonna say this while you finding it. That's really something good, because a lot of times the reasons why we fail is because we trying to do it by ourselves instead of doing it the exact way I tell you to do it. Because you could be like, well, maybe I'm gonna just try it like this. I think this would be a good idea. When you know you get the whole idea, you getting it from God, and you be like, no, I don't think that's gonna work. Let me try it like this, and you fail, and you're upset. Why you upset? You ain't do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You got the blueprint, you got the whole outline for it. You just did something different.
Okay, it says stand down is an expression of doubt in God's ability to bring you through difficult situations, and the consequences of this can be dire. He said, though you may feel like you cannot keep on and are about to quit, remember that failure is only final if you quit.
Mm,
So
that's
That's
good.
hot. That's hot.
Final week, but that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. I wish I wrote that. That is killer.
It's called Breakthrough is in
Listen, man. It's called Breakthrough is in You.
Breakthrough is in You. Yeah.
And is that a devotional in the YouVersion Bible app?
That's a devotional in the YouVersion Bible app.
Mm.
Let me go put that on my phone.
That's dope. That's dope. Breakthrough is in You. Somebody put that in the chat. That'd be a great devotional for I believe anybody, especially because the Lord told His word. Spirit of God told me last week 2 words. He said, "Next wave, next wave." There's about to be a second wave of God's glory over His people. I believe, and God told me that part of that is, He said, for those people. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. Asia put that up on them, put mine out too. You ain't gonna make me look like I don't know what I'm doing. It's what the Lord said. He said, next wave means a second release of momentum and activity. He said, God is gracing those who discounted the move, were distracted, or delayed. He's bringing a second wave so they will not miss His love and His grace. Those who caught the last wave, get ready for another launch.
Mm.
Yes, sir. He said for those that discounted the move, those that were distracted or delayed, He's bringing another wave so they will not miss His grace and His love. That's what He said.
Failure is not final unless you quit.
Wow.
And I'm ready. Y'all, let me say this. If y'all haven't been listening to the Level Up series, you're missing it, okay? Because the Level Up, what they say, I'm ready to slap a bell, period. The Level Up series is it, y'all. Like, no. If you that Level Up series got me ready to be like, I'm finna do everything. I'm just finna do everything. I'm finna try everything, all of that. So if you ain't been listening to it, go listen to it for sure.
No doubt. I'm a cheerleader. I can't wait to see all you guys do great things. Listen, I'm so grateful for y'all tonight. Listen, for those of you that tuned in, I know you got blessed. This panel, they're just amazing. They're sharp. They are bold. They are articulate, and they love the Lord. And so I really believe that tonight they've poured into us, and I'm grateful for them. I want to give you an opportunity that I believe every person needs, as they all share that failure is never failure. You quit. I'm praying, and I believe that there are people that may be on tonight that have wrestled with their faith. They've gotten off track, and some have been praying about move into a life of hope? Well, you do that by a real progressive relationship with Jesus. And so I always give people opportunity to come to know him for the first time. I made a statement this past week that that why would you keep working on what's not working? Wisdom says, I understand that the path I'm on is not the appropriate path. But once you realize it's not the right path, you got to change. And you don't change because you want to. You change because you allow God to change you. The Bible says the Holy Spirit changes us. And it's simply you making a decision to give away the steering wheel of your life. You do that when you can trust you can give away control when you trust the person that's asking. I'm telling you, you can trust the Lord. You can trust God to care for you, trust God to love you, you can trust God to lead you. Why? Because He's led so many of us. I'm telling you, I know and I've seen God transform my life because I realized I thought I was smart. I thought I could do it. No, I was failing. And one day I realized I'm too smart to struggle like this. And I was smart enough to realize I ain't smart as I thought I was. I began to ask Jesus to lead me. I began asking Jesus to give me direction for my life. And the day I chose to really, really give it to Him, it started a whole nother wave in my life. And I want that for you. I'm not saying that your life will be easy. I'm not saying it'll be perfect, but I'm saying you will never be alone. Because not only does Jesus give you his commitment, he gives you the right circle. I believe every believer needs a good church home so they can walk with other believers, walk with other people, develop an ecosystem that causes them to thrive. And so if that's you today and you praying about giving your life to Jesus for the first time, or recommitting to him or making this your church home, I want you to visit this webpage, rebirthchristian.org/connect card. It's just one simple click. The instructions are on the screen to help you make a quality choice to commit to Jesus and find a good circle. We're not just here because we have bandwidth to waste. We're here because your life matters. So I'm praying tonight that if God has touched your heart, even those on the replay, He's spoken to your heart about you, making a quality choice to connect to Him or connect to this church, click the link tonight. Whenever you hear it, click that link. It's going to be an opportunity for you to make a change and make this choice, a quality decision to connect to Jesus, and you will not regret it. So let me pray. Father, thank you for those tonight, and even on the replay that will hear this word. Father, I pray for even every sharer, every person on the panel that they've poured out tonight, that you reward them and bless them. And Father, I pray that what they've shared resonates in their own heart. I pray that as they were speaking to us, you were speaking to them and they were speaking to their own hearts. I believe tonight that this was another deposit in the next wave of their lives. And so I pray for every person listening, every person watching, every person that's praying to make a new choice and go to a new circle, go to a new level. Strengthen your people, instruct your people, bless us so we can be a blessing to others. I give you praise for it now. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, tonight was wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being a part. I always give an opportunity that you can also give and share. Giving is one of the ways that we grow, helps us do what we do to change people's lives. You've seen us in the community working for the kingdom. All that we do, your giving helps us do that. And so I'm grateful for you. The giving instruction on the screen. We believe the Lord that as you give your tithe offering the seed, it pours back into your life 1,000 for return. He blesses you so you can be a blessing. So God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you like on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, all that cool stuff. Um, it's just going down, man. It's going down. So somebody asked the giving instruction. I put them back on the screen so that you can see those. You can cash app. You can go to the website. But however you choose to give, I just know God's going to bless you, and you are going to help us bless other people. So God bless y'all tonight. Love y'all, Asia, Bria, Jalen, Gabe in his absence. Man, y'all just the real deal tonight. Y'all have fun.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is so perfect.
Good. Listen, how could I not put those inches on the screen? What's that? Is that what was it? Is that Brazilian? Is that Brazilian right there?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know where it came from.
Hey, something is on you when you can make anything look good.
You know, I'm just tomorrow. I'm getting my first retwist. Actually, I have dreadlocks underneath there. I'm kidding. They're not dreadlocks, but nice. I get my first retwist tomorrow. So
nice. Go ahead. All right. So if I invite you guys back, y'all show up?
Yeah.
Would y'all do it again?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, hey, you guys enjoy your night. For those of you tuned in, enjoy your night. I know you got blessed. We'll see y'all Sunday. Hey, Sunday is going down. We're moving into the series Next Wave. I gave you the prophetic word. I'm gonna be teaching this for the rest of the month. Want to see you in the building on Sunday or online. Next Wave is coming. So God bless y'all. Have a wonderful night. And in the morning, listen. When you get up tomorrow, I want you to keep Thursday behind and take his lunch money. You are on your way to winning.